Good evening, EagleNick audits. I am EagleNick. We're going to sit down here facing the main parking lot to see if we can't catch some of them people that comes down here doing donuts. Good evening. How you doing this evening? Aquafina. Now that's some good pure water. Perfect taste. You know what I mean, Burn? Good evening, EagleNick here. How's everybody doing this evening? I think we got one of them right here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's a lot of people that comes down here doing donuts right straight out in front of us here. We're going to see if we can't catch them live this time. They come down here every single evening doing donuts in the parking lot. I hear them all the time. I don't know what kind of cars they be driving, but we going to find out. We got a big storm fast approaching, so we might end up getting a big lightning storm in about sometime during the live stream. It has been a beautiful day, other than a little early morning showers this morning. You will see the sky's a little clearer this way, but over to this side, it is real dark. So the storm is rolling in. It is rolling in pretty fast. Like I said, we're going to see if we can't catch this storm on the live stream and maybe catch a couple of them people down here doing donuts. Might get to see some of them there hot rods. And I do not know what kind of vehicles they be driving, but they sound like they got some awesome muscle power behind them. They usually come in every evening between 7 to about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to hang out down here as long as I can. If the weather does not turn too bad when this storm rolls all the way in. Now the storm could actually go over the top of us. I seem like I hate Therians. What's Therians, brother? I don't understand that word. EagleNick does not hate anybody. EagleNick does not talk about hate I talk about united we stand, divided we fall. I don't know where you would get that notion or that impression that EagleNick hates. Like I said, I do not understand the meaning of that there word you got on there. Therians? What is Therians? Could you explain that? Or is that a word you made up yourself? Could you give an explanation to the word, or is that all you're going to say? Brother, I'm on a live stream. I do not have no way to search it without ending the live stream. So I believe if since you said it, how about telling us what it means? It may be a real word. I never said it wasn't. I just said that I do not know the meaning. You know, seeing how you are the one who spelled it out, maybe you could tell me what it means. You know, in order for me to search it up, I would have to end the live stream, and I don't think I want to do that to find out the meaning of the word. You know, if you really wanted me to know, it looks like you would tell me. Good evening there, Mr. Good Time. How you doing this evening? I still do not understand their stereotypes. You mean stereotypes? Now, I know what a stereotype is, but I don't stereotype either. Well, people who do quads is usually exercising. I think your quads are muscles. Am I right? Or are you talking about something totally different? Never heard of stereotypes. Who believe what? EagleNick Audits believes. I believe in the Creator. I believe in do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I believe that we were all created in the image of God. What do Therians believe? I do not believe in theories. If that's what you mean, theories. And they're pasta live. So you mean they used to be spaghetti? EagleNick had some pasta this evening up there. Providence Ministries. It was spaghetti, had plenty of pasta in it. So you think it could have been that was them in their pasta lives? Brother, I hate to tell you, but there is no past lives, for it is appointed unto men once to die, and after this, the judgment. We only get one go around in this life. We do not get a second chance. Those type of theories are not correct. Those type of theories are not biblical. Well, you have a blessed evening, and I thank you for stopping in. I do not need to look it up since you said they believe they were animals in past lives because EagleNick Audits knows the truth. Jesus Christ is the truth. And I know the Bible says, for it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. You are not born again, reborn on this earth. We only get one go around. And most people says B-A-E, bay, if you were saying bay, but by is B-Y-E. That YouTube handle there is a little bit weird. I am a mistakey. No, you wasn't a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes, brother or sister, whichever you may be. You have a blessed evening, though. I appreciate you coming in. Now, I think I'm starting to hear, yeah, I'm definitely hearing some rain starting to fall. I can see it starting to fall out here in front of us. So we are probably going to be actually right on, have the storm right on top of us here very shortly. The sky is starting to get a little darker right here above me. And it is moving to the east, to the northeast. I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Good Time. I was having a discussion there with I am a mistakey. They mistook EagleNick for someone who believes that we all had past lives and were animals. Now, EagleNick believes that there's many people that's alive now who think they are an animal because of the way they treat people, but EagleNick knows better. We got the storm coming in now, and if you could see, I don't have it actually on that red truck over to the very bottom left, but there is people who has just pulled up, got 2 or 3 little kids going to be trying to ride their bicycle out here, but it is just now fixing to start pouring down rain. So maybe they should have checked the weather before they brought them children out here. I do not think the weather is going to cooperate with them taking their children out to ride their bicycles. Now, we have somebody fixing to walk past way out there in the parking lot who has a little pretty little dog on a leash. Now, EagleNick did not set up to record anybody in the public, but I have my phone set stationary, but I will not be trying to zoom in on them. After they get by, I think I will zoom in so you can get a better look out over the parking lot to where maybe you can see how the storm is starting to move in. And they are past, so here we go. See if we can zoom in some. There we go. That's a lot better. See, you can actually see the rain starting to fall. And it takes a truck that's over to the left out of the picture so that if those people who happen to be taking their kids out to ride their bicycles, and there's one lady pushing a little stroller type thing. It's not actually a stroller, but it's more like a push toy that they will not actually be on camera. Hello, Super. How you doing, brother? Yeah, rain, but no wind. The rain is just now getting here. Give it time, and I'm sure it will have wind with it. Now, it has been super hot, and all of a sudden, it is starting to cool off. And usually in Georgia and about anywhere, when you have a dramatic change in the weather, where the weather goes from real hot to cool real quick, where the hot air and the cool air mix, it is bad about producing tornadoes. So we might actually end up having a tornado come across. You never know. Tornadoes are bad in the state of Georgia. Not as bad as they are in Tornado Alley. There's someone up there just crunk up their motorcycle. I hope they're able to get back with their motorcycle before this rain builds up too bad. You know, it is dangerous to ride a motorcycle on real slick roads. I mean, it's bad to ride a motorcycle in the state of Georgia anyway, especially around Dalton, Georgia, the way all the crazy drivers drive around here. Now, when I was coming up the road over there by the Dennard Lake, where I did a few videos, and I think I might have done one live stream, I was off to the side of the road pushing my bicycle a little after lunchtime. I'd say it was like 12:30 to 12:45, somewhere in that area. Okay, super, I appreciate you. But as I was going up the road, there was a white SUV heading east up Conway Street, come flying up through there like a bat out of hell, passing EagleNick audits as I was pushing my bicycle. Now, they went all the way across over into the other lane. And when they did, right as they topped the hill to where the curve goes back to the right, there was another vehicle coming, and the white SUV just about hit that car head on, which is what I have always said, that it is very dangerous for someone who does not know the law about passing someone on a bicycle or walking on the side of the road. Now, when you are walking on the side of the road in the state of Georgia, you are supposed to walk against the traffic. But when you are riding a bicycle, you have to stay with the flow of traffic. Now, that is very dangerous because you cannot see what is coming up behind you. And at any time, you could be run over and hit or killed by some crazy person who is in such a big hurry. Now, if they are in such a hurry to get somewhere, they should learn to leave a little early, because when you pass someone riding a bicycle, you are supposed to slow down to make sure to give them 3 foot. Now, EagleNick has been wanting to write a song that says, "Give me 3 foot," but I do not want to have a copyright issue because Leonard Skinner might think that EagleNick is trying to steal their music or their song. And once again, everybody, I would like to apologize. The reason I hid Frauditor Mania from my YouTube channel is because frauditor mania is nothing but a frauditor. You know what I mean, Burn? Justin G, how are you doing? This is Eagle Nick Audits, not Eagle Trick. Eagle has a trick, if you know what I mean, Burn. You can call Leonard now, brother, because my song goes, give me 3 feet, mister, give me 3 feet, that's for sure. You better give me 3 feet, mister, or I'm gonna kick in your door, for sure. I'll scratch up your car and knock out your window, and you won't like it at all. And I really don't give a rat's ass if you give the law a call. You better give me 3 feet, mister, give me 3 feet, that's for sure. Give me 3 feet, mister, give me 3 feet, mister, or I'm gonna kick in your door. Oh, yeah. What's up, Sam Alvarez? How are you doing? No, EagleNick has not ever seen Leonard Skinner in concert, but I have seen Motley Crue and Great White and White Snake and Warrant. I have seen the George Strait Country Music Festival, where I seen the King, Mr. George Strait, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Asleep at the Wheel, Lila McCann, Leanne Womack, the one also. So it was an awesome concert that EagleNick saw, the George Strait Country Music Festival, which was about in 1996 or 97, I think it was, at the Turner Field in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, EagleNick, all this. And the lady that I was with, Miss Donna, we both got a little bit sunburned. And by a little bit, I mean we both look like lobsters because were both fair skinned, had a real light skin. But EagleNick, when I get a lot of sun, if I get it slowly, hello, Africa, how you doing? Yes, Justin G. I have been out of Georgia, but I have never been out of the United States of America. I have been to Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Missouri. I've been to Buffalo, New York. Almost got killed going to Buffalo, New York. Had this lady up there, one of them New Yorkers sent me and this other lady that I was with on a joyride by her programming in an address and almost got us killed, which I think was her objective. She sent us into an area to where she was trying to get us robbed and maybe carjacked. Yes, I have been to Buckhead, Marietta, Atlanta, Birmingham, Alabama, Bessemer, Alabama. I've been down to Lake Weiss in Center, Alabama, Fort Payne, Alabama. But my home's in Alabama, southern born and southern bred. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Super, you're absolutely right. Buckhead is actually a suburb of Atlanta. Atlanta has grown Brother, it is funny you mention Stone Mountain, Georgia, because back in 1990, do the math. How long ago was 1990? 34 years? Well, in 1990, EagleNick Audits was serving a 12-month sentence at the Stone Mountain State Prison right on the other side of Stone Mountain while everybody else was getting to enjoy the view from the park side of Stone Mountain. EagleNick was seeing the backside, the dark side of the mountain. Yeah, it was 34 years ago. I had received a 12-month sentence because my girlfriend and I had got into an argument at the time. I had loaned her money and she did not pay me back and let me know flat out that she was not going to pay me. So I had went over to her condo and I jacked her car radio up out of her car. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, I never tried to sell that there radio. I'd only got the radio out of the car so that I could make her pay me that there $100 she owed me. But that there $100 ended up costing EagleNick Audits to have to serve 12 months in the Stone Mountain Prison, and it also costed me a $1,000 fine, which I had to pay to the state of Georgia. Now, what is ironic is they never should have sent EagleNick Audits into the state of Georgia prison system, the Georgia Department of Corrections, because 12 months or under should have been served in the county jail. Now, that is what I've been saying about how EagleNick Audits has had his constitutional rights violated in the past, all because I did not know what the United States constitutional amendments actually entailed. Now, I have always known about the Constitution since I was in grade school, but EagleNick did not know the actual meaning. So that is why I am trying to make everyone aware, because there is as many people as there was back then that does not realize that we the people have constitutional rights which protects us in certain situations. Even though you may commit a crime, you are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Hello, Billy Burns. How you're doing? Brother, I have not been in Marietta since, like I said, I was at Stone Mountain Prison in 1990 serving a 12-month sentence for jacking my girlfriend's car radio. But I was down there maybe 2 or 3 years after that. So probably 93 or 94 was the last time that I've been to Marietta. Hey, it wasn't all that bad. They prepared their own food. It wasn't nothing to write home about. Back then, it was real bad in the Georgia prison system about people breaking into your locker and stealing your store goods because the state issues inmates combination locks, master locks, yet they sold Coca-Colas and Pepsis and Mountain Dews in a can Now, they were inmates who knew how to cut a sliver of that there aluminum can to be able to slide it down into the lock to open the lock. And they would steal your stuff out of your locker. Then they would take another lock and lock it onto your locker, and they would break something off into the keyhole in the back so that the corrections officers could not open it with the master key. And then the inmates all around you would say, maybe you forgot your combination. You know, that happened to me one time. And I said, man, I've had the same combination the whole time. I don't got a bad memory. So I made them cut the lock off. And when they cut the lock off, you could see that all of my stuff was gone. The Coyote Gospel, how are you doing this fine evening? So glad to see you here, my friend. We just got through having a little storm come through. Well, what do I think of Biden? I think that Joe Biden was the worst president in the history of the United States of America. And I also think, and everybody can mark this down, and you better be praying with all your might that this does not come to pass. Now, we all know that Joe Biden has bowed out from seeking re-election. Now, EagleNick has a sneaky suspicion, and I don't just think it is suspicion, that before the new president will be sworn in January of 2025, that Mr. Joe Biden will step down as president or will be removed as president, saying it is because of health reasons, thereby installing Kamala Harris as the president of the United States. You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, I do need to go up there to a city council meeting. Now, I was going to go to one on February the 19th, 2 days after I had did my third audit at the United States Post Office in downtown Dalton. But February the 19th is the anniversary of my wife's passing. Now, I thought that I would be okay and be able to handle going up. Thank you so much, Super. I really appreciate that, my friend. I thought that I would be all right and would be able to go up to the council meeting, the Dalton City Council meeting on February the 19th, which was only 2 days away. But why? How are you doing, my friend? Things are going just great for EagleNick Audits. I thank you for coming in. Thank you again, Super. I really appreciate that, because EagleNick has said the whole time, I do have super thanks, super stickers, and super chats, but I do not ask people for money. I do not solicit money. All I ask is that people, when they watch my shorts, my videos, and my live streams, that they let the ads play so that I can make a few pennies every day from the advertisers who pays YouTube. So we got 3 people here parked over here to the left. It's fixing to be walking in front of the camera. You sure are right about that, Super. Today I just had went up and bought a 30-pound bag of cat food. And my cat Sheba, she just had 3 more kittens today. Her other 2 cats are about half grown, and she has already had 3 that I know of. EagleNick Audits is live and well. And I hope you are too, Mr. Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Now, we had a storm roll through a while ago. Now, maybe, just maybe, we might can get lucky and we might have another county Mountie come rolling by like we have in the last 2 live streams that EagleNick Audits done down here. Now I'm sitting in a different location where I have my phone pointed directly at the entrance to where you come into the main parking lot. So maybe this time, instead of passing by, they might actually drive on in just to say hi. You know what I mean? Now, if any of the Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officers was to happen to be watching EagleNick Audits, would like to give a shout out to you and thank y'all all very much for the service y'all do. Now, Whitfield County Sheriff's Department does what they say. They protect and serve the citizens of Dalton, Georgia, and Whitfield County every single day. You know what I mean, Bern? Now, I was made aware that there are some Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officers who watches EagleNick Audits YouTube channel every day when they go in to start their shift. And EagleNick prays that they are still doing that, and I would like to thank them all. And EagleNick Audits would like to give a shout out to all of the inmates in the Whitfield County Jail. EagleNick prays for you all every day, and I hope that you are all doing well. Now, EagleNick knows that food is not the best in the world, but EagleNick would like to tell y'all, just hang in. It's going to get better. Just remember, they can kill us, but they can't eat us, because they can get by with murder hiding behind that badge and that gun and that qualified immunity, but they can't eat us because cannibalism is still a crime. You know what I mean, Vern? No, brother. I don't even buy John Deere tractors. You know what I mean, Vern? You know, John Deere is moving their production to Mexico, so EagleNick Audits has changed the name of John Deere to One Deere. which EagleNick Audit says is what John Deere should change their name to. Because if you are not going to manufacture your products within the United States, but rather you are going to manufacture them in Mexico, EagleNick says that one Deere fits better. You know what I mean, Vern? Hello, John G. How are you doing this evening? Well, Thomas, I do not agree about Sheriff Scott Chitwood being all that fair. Now, Sheriff Scott Chitwood had it within his power to let EagleNick Audit sign his own bond because my bond was not but a $50 cash bond. Yet Scott Chitwood would not go against the postmaster in downtown Dalton, Georgia. Scott Chitwood would not go against the City of Dalton Police Department nor the police chief. Now, I don't know if I've told all of y'all that are here, but their intention was to keep EagleNick Audits locked up for as long as they could, even though all I had was a $50 cash bond. You see, I had $71 on my Cash App card in my billfold downstairs in the property room. Now, when I came in, my bond was originally set at $400. Now, you only had to pay 15% of a bond in the state of Georgia to bond out. Now, it used to be 10%, and 10% would have only been $40. So 15% would have only been $60. And I had $71 on my Cash App card. Yet they would not let me do a bond myself because they were told, I am sure, to keep EagleNick Audits locked up for as long as they possibly could and to make my stay the most uncomfortable and unbearable for EagleNick as they possibly could. Now, EagleNick was kept in a holding cell right there where booking is for nearly 8 hours when EagleNick Audits was arrested just a little bit before lunchtime, or maybe just a little bit after. I do not remember the exact time. Now, if they had let me use a telephone at that time to try to call someone or call a bondsman, the bondsman would have still been in their office during regular business hours, but they made sure to keep EagleNick Audits in the holding cell until the bondsmen had already went home for the day. Now, you can call a bondsman 24 hours a day, yet they are only in their office during regular business hours. Well, EagleNick Audits will definitely be voting for Mr. Darren Pierce, who is a Republican in the election coming November the 4th. Now, the election for Whitfield County Sheriff's, the Whitfield, for the sheriff of Whitfield County will be held on November the 4th. Now, EagleNick will be voting Republican and will be voting for Mr. Darren Pierce. Now, EagleNick thinks and is pretty sure that Mr. Pierce should win by a landslide because there is a whole bunch of people within Dalton, Georgia, does not like how Sheriff Scott Chitwood has ran this town for all the many years that he has been sheriff. He has been very lax on certain things that I will not mention, but I am sure if they have debates that you might hear his opponent, Mr. Darren Pierce, will talk about. No, I'm not a very good cook or butt wine. I know how to boil eggs. I know how to make toast. I know how to cook a cheeseburger. I know how to make Kool-Aid. I don't know how to cook a lot of stuff. I've never really been a cook. I used to always go out and buy fast food because when I worked, I didn't want to have to cook it. I would just go out to KFC or Burger King or McDonald's or Hardee's or Long John Silver's when we have one, but we haven't had a Long John Silver's in Dalton, Georgia in nearly 10 years, or Captain D's. Now, I've never been inside a Red Lobster because EagleNick does not eat that there kind of food. Now, I eat some of them little biscuits that they said came from the Red Lobster up our Providence Ministries the other day. And if that was the truth, I would like to give a hats off to the biscuit makers at the Red Lobster because I told the people there at Providence that those little biscuits tasted better to EagleNick than the biscuits at Hardee's. Now, we got some people fixing to walk by the camera here, and I'm sorry I can't move it. I don't want to move my camera because I'm watching the entrance. Now, you notice I've not been moving my camera around trying to catch anyone on the camera. Super, you are telling a mouthful now, brother. EagleNick Audits loves the Waffle House. EagleNick loves the All-Star. Now I hear, I think it's an ambulance coming headed north because the ambulance, where the ambulance are located is just a little bit south of EagleNick on South Dixie Highway, Highway 41 it is also called. Now a lot of times it'll be coming up Threadmill Road here going up to a house just a little bit above past where I live. Boy, I tell you, that butter spice you're talking about there, that is awesome. That's what EagleNick likes so much about them there biscuits. EagleNick loves them butter biscuits. I like a little mustard on my biscuit. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, I don't really like mustard on my biscuit, but that old Sling Blade man likes some mustard on his biscuit, and he likes some fried taters to go with them, too. You know what I mean? EagleNick likes fried taters and gravy and biscuits. I have never heard of the Dillard House. If it is, I wouldn't know where it is. Now, EagleNick audits does not go to certain places like the Cracker Barrel. Now, I know Cracker Barrel has some awesome food. I do not go to the Longhorn Steakhouse. I do not go to the Logan's Roadhouse because EagleNick Audits does not like to go anywhere to eat where people will look down their nose at you like they think they are better than you. EagleNick calls them the well-to-dos, who looks down on people who does not have the things they do. Now, EagleNick would like to make it loud and clear that EagleNick audits could have had all the stuff that them there well-to-dos has got, but EagleNick Audits is not a materialistic person. When I worked and had money coming in hand over fist, I worked at Shaw Industries, one of the best companies in Dalton. I worked at many different places, Durkin Pattern Carpet, Hardee's. I worked for Mr. Drennan Crutchfield Jr., one of the richest men in Dalton, Georgia, but I was only making $10 an hour. But EagleNick has always been the same way. When EagleNick used his money for whatever he needed and had all he needed to get by, EagleNick has always been free-hearted, and whatever money I had left, I was for sure to help out anyone I saw in need, whether it was some of my family members or some of my friends or a stranger on the street, because EagleNick has always looked at money exactly like it was meant to be. Money is a tool to get what you need to live or to survive. And when you have extra, you are supposed to help anybody that you can. You know, I depend on my Creator because I do not try to lay up treasures on this earth. I seek to lay up my treasures in heaven where they will last, they will never rust, they will never be stolen, and the moths cannot eat. You know what I mean? For what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world yet loses his own soul? Now, Jesus told the rich man, when the rich man asked him, said, "What must I do to be saved?" He told him to follow the commandments. And he said, "All these things I have done since my youth." And Jesus told him, said, "You have spoken well," because Jesus knew that. And he told him, he said, "Sell everything you own and follow me." Sell everything you own and give the money to the poor and follow me. Now it troubled the rich man within his soul because he was exceedingly rich. That is where his heart was in his treasures. That's why the Bible says to not lay up treasures on the earth, because where your treasure is where your heart will be. That is why we are to lay up our treasures in heaven so that our heart will be on things that are heavenly and not on things that are earthly. Now that there vehicle parked right directly in front of EagleNick on its camera's view, and if you will notice, he is double parked, taking up 2 parking spaces like they are intentionally trying to block my live stream if they happen to know that I am doing a live stream. I do not know. Now, EagleNick, all this needs to take him a drink of this here drink I brought down here with me. Some people calls it a drink. Sometimes I call it a drink. Now, EagleNick did not follow his usual pattern, and I do not actually have a Pepsi with me. Now, I have plenty of them up there still in my fridge, but I figured this evening I was going to go a different route. This is the EagleNick prefers Deer Park, but hey, water is water. You know what I mean? Well, here's something to think about. Do y'all know Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos is the one who owns Amazon. Now, when him and his wife got divorced, she got a big old hunk of his money. Now, she's pledged to give the biggest majority of all them billions of dollars she got in the divorce settlement away. Now, she gave 300 and something million dollars to a couple of different charities in the state of Georgia who helps immigrants. So, in other words, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife is helping to attract immigrants to the state of Georgia to help the Democrats secure the vote. You know what I mean, Bern? I don't know how they could call her a philanthropist. I can't even say the stupid word. Somebody could spell it out for us. She's not a philanthropist. I can't even pronounce the stupid thing. I know how it's spelled, but I ain't got no way to type in here. She's not the word. She didn't make the money herself. She just got it in a divorce settlement. She is a divorcee. That's what she is. You know what I mean? A philanthropist. Yeah, philanthropist, however you say it. She's not a philanthropist. She is a divorcee, who got all the money from her ex-husband. So that is his ex money. You know what I mean, Bern? She ain't giving away her money. She's giving away his money. Now that is just like a woman to be that spiteful to take all that money away from her ex-husband and then say, well, I'm going to give it all away. It's like old George Strait said in that song, just give it away. No, I did not say Bobby Boucher. I said philanthropist or philanthropist, however you say it. I can say entrepreneur. Can you say entrepreneur? Not dog manure or horse manure, but entrepreneur. That is because EagleNick Audis happened to take some classes at the Massey Business College to study to be an entrepreneur in 1993. Thank you very much. Yeah, even though you spelled it out there, Thomas, EagleNick has always had trouble saying that there word, especially since I do not have any top teeth, because that word just not roll off my tongue very well. Nah, brother, we don't want to place him in timeout. That's okay, because EagleNick audit says he can say it because he says that EagleNick is Bobby Boucher from the Waterboy. But I like the old dude on there, Rob Snyder, that says, "You can do it. You can do it, Bobby Boucher." EagleNick audits likes water. And we don't want to place nobody in timeout because they're not supposed to be little kids. I appreciate you wanting to protect EagleNick. EagleNick is all for a little clean joke. You know what I mean? Hey, life's a garden, dig it. That's what my old buddy Joe Dirt once said. And Joe Dirt's mama said, "Is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back?" Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you got until you open that there box. Yep, EagleNick. Oh, this is one of them there Georgia hillbillies. You know what I mean, Bern? Well, you don't have to go nowhere in your car, but if you want to come looking for me, I'm not very far. You know what I mean? I'm not running and I'm not hiding. I happen to be sitting in the same place. Been here for an hour and 3 minutes. I might have to stand up for just a minute. Because these there, let me show you these little mesh grill that this table is. And this bench. I've been sitting on this here bench for so long, I bet my butt looks like a waffle. You know what I mean, Bern? All right, I'm back, everybody. How y'all doing? Well, I am down to my very last 24/7 Red 100. I have it lit right now. It is the last one. So I don't know how much longer this here live stream is going to last. I sure do appreciate everyone who's come in. Now, EagleNick just walked down here this time. I didn't ride my bicycle. That way I figured I'd get some, yep, that is true. They don't. A lot of people just go on their merry way. He actually come over to the garbage can here beside me and threw away I think it was a Red Bull can. It might have been alcoholic beverage. I don't know. EagleNick is not a snitch, so I wouldn't look to see. Hello, Mr. Brody. How are you doing, my friend? EagleNick is doing pretty good, but I'm smoking my last cigarette here. And I'm actually drinking a bottle of Aquafina this time instead of my regular Pepsi's up there in the fridge, but I just figured I'd switch it out and get some Aquafina. Pure water, perfect taste. You know what I mean, Vern? Thank you, Super. I sure do appreciate you there. I would appreciate it if everybody would subscribe. And if you don't care, make sure to check out my subscriptions to channels that I subscribe to. I have a lot of killer channels that I subscribe to, like Northwoods Press, NH Mountain Girl, Eastern Arkansas Transparency, Calgary Community Watch, Mad Labs Press, True North Transparency, Flex Your Freedoms, California Citizens Watch, as well as quite a few others. Now, EagleNick is the type that does not try to tear other YouTube channels down. EagleNick only likes to help build them up. Now, there is certain channels like Flex Your Freedoms. Now, Mr. Flex, I'm not saying that your channel needs building up. I'm just letting people know how awesome your channel is, because I know EagleNick may have 6,500 subscribers, but at the last look, sir, I know you had over 81,000, and that is all because of your awesome content. Now, Flex Your Freedoms was arrested all because he had told a corrupt, crooked police officer to suck his Oscar Mayer wiener. You know what I mean, Vern? He was arrested, and the courts violated his constitutional rights because that is free speech under the First Amendment. It is a First Amendment protected activity to use free speech as long as you do not use fighting words. Now, fighting words would have been if he had said, "Suck my Oscar Mayer wiener or I'm going to beat your ass." You know what I mean, Vern? Just telling him to suck his Oscar Mayer wiener is not fighting words. It might piss somebody off and make them want to fight, but a reasonable person would know better than try to jump on somebody all because they use free speech. Fighting words means literally that you want to fight them. In other words, you are making threatening words, that you are threatening violence against whoever while you are using free speech. Just like the Supreme Court has ruled that this right here is free speech also. You see that? That there is called the bird. That is protected under the First Amendment as free speech. Now, I can tell you that police officers do not like it when you give them that there bird. But guess what? "That's tough titty," said the kitty, "but at least the milk's still warm." Staying off the grid. How are you doing, my friend? Now, I am actually down here at the park, and it is almost dark. Now, there's quite a few people down here, but I do not see any old ladies. I've seen some older ladies that might have been a little older than EagleNick. I've seen some younger ladies that were younger. I've seen some women that were thinner. I've seen some women that were a little bigger. And I've seen some men of all different shapes, sizes, and colors. But EagleNick has not felt intimidated to where he needed to punch any of them there ladies or gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the dream team is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather around. We're about to make noise. They like to get you in a compromising position. They like to get you there, smile on their face. Well, they think it's so cute when they got you in that position. Well, I think it's a total disgrace. And I say, I fight authority, authority always will. I fight authority, authority always will. I've been doing it since I was a young kid and I come out grinning. I fight authority, authority always will. Now here comes an older lady coming by, staying off the grid, but I do not think I want to punch her. So I'm sorry, at least you got to get a look at her as she passed by. And I really do appreciate you. But I do not think I would want to slap that there lady because I'm pretty sure she would slap EagleNick back. She might slap me so hard she would knock the ugly off of me. You know what I mean? That lady there would probably slap EagleNick so hard it would knock him silly. It would make EagleNick think a quarterback was a refund. No, them were more like mountain lions there. Them wasn't cougars. You know what I mean? I wonder what happened to that there Slip girl, the one who was coming in here calling me Pookie. Any of y'all remember when the Slip, it was Slip something, but she said she was a female, but when she would come in, she would call me Pookie. Now, I've not seen her since that day I was down here at over under the picnic tables, the big shed, and she told me she was going to donate me $500. I mean, I know she never did, but EagleNick wasn't asking for it. You know, she just said that she was going to, and I figured maybe she ain't been back in because she thought, oh, EagleNick would call her out on it. But I wouldn't do that because I appreciate everyone. No, she was calling me Pookie. So I said, I hope you are a female. And she said she was. But she said that she was married. And I told her EagleNick was apologized because there was somebody, a male in here that was asking me if I would do his old lady in front of him. And I told him, no, I don't do that, you know. EagleNick respects the boundaries of marriage. Now, EagleNick is married. My wife is deceased. Boy, look how big my hand is. Bigfoot. Roar, roar. My hand is jacked, man. What have I been taking? I must be on mushrooms. Roar, roar. Bigfoot. Wait, no, that's big hand. Big hand. Big hand. Did my hand look real big to y'all, or did it just look regular size? Because when I was oh yeah, I forgot I'm zoomed in. See, EagleNick done forgot. My hand looked huge. I thought it was swelled up there for a minute. I forgot I had my camera zoomed in. I guess that's why them vehicles look so big. Hey, baby. Hey, look. It's a big bird. Big bird, big bird. I hope none of them there people out there in the parking lot don't think old EagleNick's flipping them off. They might come up here and try to murder me. You know what I mean? I promise y'all this, if they come up wanting to kill me, I'm going to walk out there in front of the camera. So if they going to kill me, everybody can watch it. So that way, all them people that hate EagleNick, this will finally see a video that they really like. You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, they was. They was somebody said, EagleNick, will you do my old lady in front of me? And I said, no, I wouldn't even do her behind you. You know what I mean? I said, now, she's got a sister that ain't married. EagleNick might would do her. I said, but I don't even know if I'd let her watch. I'd probably keep the lights out. So when that gal that was Slip something or other, I don't remember what her YouTube handle was. It was Slip something. When she was calling me Pookie, EagleNick had asked her if she was the lady whose husband wanted me to do her in front of him, and she said no. So I profusely apologized because I'd just put two and two together and come up with shoe polish. You know what I mean? I would never say anything like that to a lady trying to offend her, because it sort of took EagleNick by surprise and caught me off guard when I had looked and it almost slipped by, and I seen that dude said, hey, EagleNick, will you do my old lady in front of me? Now, EagleNick about fell off of that there bench up yonder. Well, we are in for bad luck. Looky there. This is the last one, and it's gone. And looky there. What did I say? The cigarette's gone. We're in for bad luck. And that truck is moving out from in front of the camera. I hope they're going down there to the store to get EagleNick out this. Nope, they're going the wrong way. I was hoping maybe they was going to get me a pack of 24/7 red 100s. And I would like to thank my super subscriber, if he was to still be on here, who brought me 2 packs of 24/7 reds. They were the shorts, but I still smoked them just fine, and I appreciate it. And he also brought me 2 Mountain Dews. Now, EagleNick made sure he did his best, and I hope that I did not capture his vehicle in the live stream, because I would not want him to have any repercussions from bringing me cigarettes down here, because I know that the Dalton Police Department might still be a little ill at EagleNick and would like to kill EagleNick. So EagleNick would not want to cause anybody else to be pulled over or harassed because they were kind and generous to EagleNick audits. Now, I guess it sure was. He was a super nice guy. I won't mention his name because he did not want any kudos. He didn't want any shout outs. You know, he wanted to do it anonymously. It sure was super. It was awesome. You know, it was something that I was not expecting. You know, when I was doing that live stream up there at I was thinking it was the John Davis Recreation Center, but There was somebody corrected me on it and said it was actually called the James Brown Recreation Center. I could have swore it was John Davis. Maybe I thought that because at one time we had a sheriff named Jack Davis, but it was actually the James Brown Recreation Center. Now, I had been doing a live stream for 1 hour and 20 minutes showing people the remodeling and the construction work going on up there to where the city of Dalton had provided millions of dollars in funding to remodel the James Brown Recreation Center. Now, but I'd said at 1 minute and 20 seconds, not a minute and 20 seconds, 1 hour and 20 minutes into the live stream, I had said, it sure is hot out here. You know, I had showed that the water fountain didn't work. There was only one water fountain, and I had said, I sure wish somebody bring me a ice cold Mountain Dew or a bottle of cold water. I said, nothing. I said, it has to be non-alcoholic. And I said, and the seal not be broke. Now, lo and behold, while I was doing that live stream, I had 3 different Dalton City Police Department officers' cars ride by. I had called out all 3 of the car numbers. Now, the third one was car number 97, which turned out to be Officer Jenkins with the Dalton Police Department. Now, no less than 5 minutes after I said I wish somebody would bring me something cold to drink, lo and behold, car number 97 came back by. When he went by the first time, he was headed north. When he came back the second time, he was headed south. And I thought it was a 4th police vehicle, a different car number, but it turned out to be number 97 again. And he pulled up and parked there in front of the fence where I was at. And he rolled down his passenger side window. And he said, hey, buddy. He said, you all right? I said, yes, sir. I'm just fine. I said, but boy, I sure could use something cold to drink. I said, that water fountain over there don't even work. And well, Officer Jenkins said, well, I got a bottle of cold water. Said, I haven't opened it yet. Said, the seal ain't broke. Now, EagleNick Audits does not believe in coincidence. I know that Officer Jenkins was either watching my live stream somewhere, or dispatch had told him to take EagleNick a bottle of cold water to try to smooth over the reputation that the Dalton Police Department's officers were giving themselves. Now, do you notice I said they were giving themselves? By the way, when they would see EagleNick Audits, and they would call EagleNick by his last name, the first 2 officers, and then the 3rd officer went above and beyond the first 2 officers, Officer Bethune and Officer Allen. Now, Officer Black, badge number 625, I had not spoken a word to that gentleman when he said, have a good day, Mr. Not Mr. He didn't say Mr. Nicholson. He said, have a good day, Stephen Nicholson. Then I said, sir, don't be calling me by name. I said, what's your name and badge number? Right when he was getting in his car to leave. Because see, he didn't say nothing when he was walking by, going back and forth up there to the car he had pulled over. But after he was letting him go and he was going back to get in his car to leave, he actually called me by my first and last name. I told him, don't be calling me by name. Asked him for his name and badge number, and he said, Black, 625. Stephen Anthony Nicholson. So he proceeded to call me out by my full legal name, all in the attempts to intimidate EagleNick to see if he would get the reaction that I gave to Officer Bethune and Officer Allen. And the only reason Officer Bethune got the respect that he was giving is because I had already ran into him one time before, and he called me out by my name. He said Mr. Nicholson, as he did the second time. Now, the first time, I did not call him anything but sir. Now, when he called me that the second time, it was the second time that a Dalton Police Department officer had called me Mr. Nicholson, and it made me a little mad, so I called him Pig Face. I said, how do you like that? Now, when I asked him for his name and badge number, and he said Officer Bethune, now that is when EagleNick Audits got pissed, because I had already told that officer not to call me by my name. Yet he chose to do it again anyway. No, Jenkins brought me a bottle of water. I wish he had brought me a bottle of Mountain Dew. But he brought me a bottle of cold water. But like I said, he said, I'm not opened it. The seal ain't broke. And that was the exact words I had used just less than 5 minutes before, said that it couldn't be opened and the seal wasn't to be broke. Now, when he was getting in his car or headed toward his car to get in his car to leave, I told him that he should go after the police chief's job. Boy, he threw his hand up and he said, no, 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 no. He said, we love the police chief. And I said, well, I don't. And then I told him, so, well, you ought to at least be a lieutenant. I said, because you could take Lieutenant Bishop's job or Lieutenant Locke's job, because I didn't think neither one of them was any good either. Now, he never made a comment back about that, because Lieutenant Locke and Lieutenant Bishop are two officers that would be directly above him. I mean, not directly above him, because I'm pretty sure he was just one of the lowest level police officers. I didn't see no rank. I didn't ask him for his name or badge number. He just got close enough that I could read Officer Jenkins. And I told everyone, I said, this is a real cool guy right here. I said, that is real cool that he would bring EagleNick Audits something cold to drink. You know what I mean, Vern? But I was serious when I said that he should go after that there police chief's job, because EagleNick knows that it was the police chief who gave his officers EagleNick Audits name, because I had did an open records request at the Dalton City Hall after Code Enforcement Officer Hollis had recorded me with his cell phone. Now, I did get that video from Officer Hollis's phone. You can see my video of me recording him, and you can see his video of him recording me. I have them all on my YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to zoom this back out because we're getting ready to slide out of here. We're coming up on 1 hour and 29 minutes. We are back to normal, at least the camera is anyway. Now, EagleNick is starting to feel them nicotine withdrawals. And like I said, I am not riding my bicycle, my iron horse, as I like to call it. when I take off, I say, "Hi-ho, sliver." I don't call it silver because that'd be a trademark, a copyright trademark violation. I call my bicycle Sliver. Hi-ho, Sliver, and away. Well, it rained there for a little bit, Super. About the first 10 or 15 minutes of the live stream, it started raining there pretty good. But now it is starting to get a little dark in the sky, darker than it is actually. So I'm hoping I can make it back up there to the eagle's nest before the bottom drops out of it. You know what I mean, Vern? Because you may not know this, but eagles do not really like to get soaking wet. Now, I don't know about the ones that fly, but the ones that ride bicycles and the ones that walk like EagleNick audits does not like to get soaking wet. But I really do appreciate you all. I pray that you all have a blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Uh-oh, look, here comes a county Mountie, and I think he is actually pulling into the parking lot. Yes, he is. Remember what I said? We might have one come in, and we have one come in now. I wonder if he's going to bring EagleNick something cold to drink. We're going to zoom back in now. We have a Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officer pulled up out here. I was hoping maybe he was bringing EagleNick some cigarettes or maybe something cold to drink. Now, you all know EagleNick was not getting loud this time. EagleNick is sitting here minding his own business, which is EagleNick audits. But EagleNick really appreciates the Whitfield County Sheriff's Department, and we have another Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicle pulling in. This happens to be a car. We have a car and a SUV pulling in. So EagleNick not only got one, we've actually got two. Can we get three? I am in Dalton, Georgia, and we have two county Mounties pulled up out here. I said we might have one before we end the live stream. We actually have two. We have an SUV and a car. Now, I cannot see the vehicle numbers, but EagleNick audits is not breaking any laws. I have not committed any crimes. EagleNick has not been disturbing the peace. I have just been sitting here doing this here live stream. You know what I mean, Vern? I'm going to put my shirt on. Now, we're not going to end this here live stream until they leave. You know what I mean, Vern? Even if I have to sit here and go through nicotine withdrawal until my hair falls out. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, everybody. My phone fell over. Boy, it sure did get dark all of a sudden. There we go. Somehow I pulled up that menu there. Well, EagleNick, if he goes to nicotine withdrawal too much, he might go bald. That's because I might pull my hair out. You know what I mean, Vern? But we got two county mounties sitting here. Breaker got a picture taker looking right at EagleNick. You know what I mean? Breaker 19. We got one of them county mounties here on the line. Come on back and talk to that there EagleNick. If you happen to have a cigarette, bring me one and make it pretty quick. Come on back. Hey, I'd even smoke a Marlboro right now. You know what I mean, Vern? EagleNick smokes 24/7 red 100s, but I would smoke about any kind of cigarette they got out there right now other than one of them there left-handed ones, because EagleNick don't smoke those. EagleNick Audits does not drink nor do drugs. But to good-looking, lovely ladies, EagleNick Audits surely would give out some hugs. You know what I mean? As long as they're not married, I'm not even going to hug no lady in front of her old man or behind his back either, because EagleNick would have never liked it if anybody had done that to him. You know what I mean, Vern? Breaker 19. We got two of them there Smoky Bears. We got a SUV and a car looking directly at me. You know what I mean? Now, if y'all remember, if you was here at the start, that I said we might have one come up before we end the live stream. And EagleNick was right. We got two of them right here tonight. One of them looking directly at me. Now, I don't see any reason why they would be mad, because EagleNick Audits has not done anything bad. I wish it was just like that it used to would be. I don't know what's happened. You know, they used to would be 200 or more people on the live stream when there wasn't nothing even going on at all. And now when we got two of them there Smoky Bears sitting in the parking lot, they ain't hardly nobody in here at all. You know what I mean? But I really do appreciate the 21 it's showing, that it's been in here for the majority of the whole time. Oh, EagleNick spoke too soon, and we got one just went out. We're down to 20, so maybe it's one of them there Smoky Bears. He might have cut off the live stream because he's wanting to try to cut EagleNick's hairs. You know what I mean? Oh, we picked up three more. They're turning around and headed out the door. How you doing, brother? You have a blessed night. And don't be trying to catch anybody running front door. It's that white knight. 10-4, back door, put the pedal to the metal and let her roar. That old white can't stay in sight. He can't say anymore. How about it? Now they are going up the way EagleNick Audits happens to live. So maybe they're going to go up there into that there parking lot by the pond to try to catch EagleNick Audits. as he walks up through there. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, it is ironic that they happen to come up, but guess what, brother? EagleNick is going to walk that way and see if we can't keep the live stream on, so we can check it out and see if maybe they pulled in up there. Now, this time EagleNick had his camera propped up on this can here of chicken noodle soup from the food club. Chicken noodle condensed soup. It ain't too bad. And I couldn't say good because that's Campbell's Soup's line. EagleNick don't want to get no copyright infringements. You know what I mean, Vern? But we're going to walk up that way and see if them county Mounties left or if they are there to stay. Now, see, they could have went up there into that there parking lot right where old EagleNick has got the wire. So I'm going to try to keep this here live stream on. I hope we do not have interruptions in the audio or video. I sure do appreciate everyone coming in. We're going to just see what's going on, my friend. You know what I mean? Now, EagleNick sees that there's people up through here, and I can't help it if I get them on the live stream because I'm just trying to go on up through here. You know what I mean? We got a car parked over here with their door wide open. I don't know if they're watching EagleNick or if they're up to some kind of trick. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, I would like it a lot better if you didn't just have to do a live stream vertical. If you could turn that bad boy around sideways, a whole lot easier. Now, we got two vehicles coming out of that plant over there. Been parked there for quite a good bit. Now, I think they might be some of them over there that likes to watch my live streams. You know, because this is right here in my neighborhood. Look, there's some kid lost her sock. Now, y'all seen that sock was already laying there. Old EagleNick didn't have it, and I didn't pick it up. We just gonna leave it there. We're gonna walk on up through here. You know what I mean, Vern? I'm gonna try to get this phone where I can try to hold it a little more still. Now, I'm hoping this thing will stay live all the way up through here. Now, I'm on the public Wi-Fi right now, but hopefully if the live stream kicks off, my mobile internet will take over. Now, usually when you get right up here where you see the shade up and under those trees where it gets dark, it's where it usually starts buffering and it cuts off. But I have did live streams all the way up there by the Al Rollins. I was on my mobile internet, but like I said, 30. See, my Wi-Fi just disconnected, but it says I'm live again, so I think maybe my mobile internet just kicked in. If it did, we should be able to stay live all the way up through here. That way we'll be able to see if them county Mounties went on up the road or if they pulled up here and parked up here in this hole. You know what I mean, Vern? But it is still showing that we are live, and I hope when I get home I'll still be that way too. You know what I mean? So there's a couple of cars parked up here by the lake, and there's people over here fishing. I don't really see how they could be fishing in that there moss hole. It's a pretty good size, and it is pretty deep. But there's so much moss in it, I don't see how you could catch anything other than moss. Look, I'll show you how dark that clouds is getting. See, it's moved over to where all the dark clouds is up there over the eagle nest. How about it? Are we still getting out pretty good? Is there any trouble with the audio or the video? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Now I'm fixing to be right here to where we can see up in this hole, right up this road here, see if that's where they went. Nope, they did not go up in the hole. The hole is empty. Thank you there, Super. I appreciate you. I'm going to walk over here and see if these fellers has caught anything. Since we must be on the mobile internet now. I'd like to thank you there, Spectrum, for this fine internet. I mean, I know EagleNick is paying for it, but y'all provide great internet. Y'all provide great telephone service, or cell phone service, I should say. Most people calls them a telephone, but I call them a cell phone because EagleNick remembers back when it was actually a telephone that was tied down to the wall. You know, you couldn't carry it anywhere you wanted to. Look. Now these things, one of them is tore up. The other one is still where you can come across it. Oh boy, that thing was loose. I about fell. Whoa, baby. Y'all having any luck? Nope, no luck. They're still trying, but ain't catching anything. Too much moss. They're giving it their best shot. Unless you got dynamite, I don't think you're going to have much luck. You know what I mean? Y'all can see now what it looks like live here, ladies and gentlemen. The lake is down about 1.5 feet. Now we've had possible thunderstorms for the past few weeks, but it really ain't done nothing. And what little bit it did rain, it didn't stay around. You know, after the rain, it gets so hot that all that there water just evaporates, goes back up. Not all of it into the clouds, back into the firmament. There's too many of it just hangs around in the atmosphere to where you'll be walking and it feels like you was slapped in the face by a wet blanket. A hot wet blanket, that is. Now, I just seen something turn over right here, unless that was his lure he was fishing with. This gentleman right here's got the right idea. He's on the phone. That's the best way to catch something right there, brother.
I gave up.
You didn't have any luck either? If y'all got some dynamite, give it a try. Y'all might catch something. But you can see the water level is down pretty low. But the Dalton Parks and Recreation Department needs to do something about all this here moss. That stuff needs to go. You know what I mean, Vern? But them two county mounties who was parked down there watching EagleNick audits while he was doing his live stream has decided to go on up the road, if you know what I mean. So maybe they're sitting up there in front of EagleNick Audit's house, like they're trying to catch one of them there mouse. But EagleNick is not a mouse. I'm a bird. I guess we're going to go ahead and end the live stream here and head on up to the house to go get one of them 24/7 red 100s. Now I hear a car coming. I'm going to try to come around slow, not go too fast, because it could be a county mountie that's driving past. You know what I mean? Now, if you've seen my live stream I did down here, I think it was yesterday, I was headed out to eat at supper time, and they was 6 Dalton City Police Department officers had came walking from back up that way and had walked all the way back down here to the road. They came down through here. They had their cars parked. One of them right there by that sign to the right of that brown sign you see where the bush is. The other 2 was parked over the bridge, the little bridge that goes across the road there. And there was a big old gray pickup truck that there was 1 police officer in. There was 5 police officers, Dalton police officers in 3 vehicles, and 1 fully uniformed Dalton police officer in the big silver truck. But it looks like the county Mounties has went on down the road, and EagleNick Audits is headed home. I pray that you all have a blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I can see, look how fast this truck's going. So they slowed down a little bit. Now, if them county Mounties had been sitting there, they might have went out after that there truck. So they might have just had some pretty good luck. They were lucky that they had already split. I'm going to end this live stream now and say, hey, that's it. EagleNick Audits. I am EagleNick, and I'm out.